It's home City Hangout. I'm still with my man Wise. We sitting here chit chatting and shit, you know what I mean? And yo asked me a serious question and shit. So I'm gonna hand the reins over to him right now and shit and let him go ahead and ask me and we just gonna drop from there and shit, you know what I'm saying? But go ahead, hold the demonstration. You know the damn camera ain't on me. The camera right there. But now what was the question again?
A lot of people can't relate to a person that's been locked up for a decade, 5 years, 3 years, whatever it may
Yeah.
be, and I think one of the things I think of is I had people friends locked up and everything. We might not understand the significance of staying in touch, letting a motherfucker know that you're still thinking about them. Simple writing a letter, putting something on the books,
Yeah.
and and I also think that people do forget about people. And when I say forget,
Yeah.
I don't mean like they don't remember you exist, but they say, okay, he's doing his bid. It is what it is. See him when he get out,
Yeah.
and leave it at that. And they don't reach out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just want one of the things. What's the significance of that visit and that writing a letter or putting something on the books or just taking care of looking out for your moms because you locked up checking up on things like that.
Oh, it's like this. You know what I'm saying? Coming from somebody who been there for over a decade. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The thing, the smallest gesture means so fucking much. You have so many people that are incarcerated, you know what I'm saying, and prior to the incarceration they done had, friendships, relationships as far as like family or whatever, not like that, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband and wife, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All a motherfucker want is just acknowledgement. It ain't got to be some type of drawn out fucking letter where it's you have to sit and spend 4 fucking hours trying to compose a letter. Yo, a fucking paragraph. Yo, I'm thinking a card. Even though you can't have cards now, but you know what I'm saying? Something that you can put together and say, yo, you know what I mean? Yo, I'm thinking
Happy
about
birthday.
you. Happy birthday, yo. Yo, it's many times, yo, where I was in there. I don't even say many times because I really didn't receive mail like that and shit. It was like I was just totally fucking cut the fuck off for real. But it's a time where I received a letter and it was from a man in San Francisco and it was just out of the whim. Like, yo, I was just, yo, that shit makes you want to cry, yo. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yo, I was relevant. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a bad dude when I got locked up. A lot of the shit that I've done, you know what I'm saying, on the grind and shit was to help other motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I was paying fucking people bills. You know what I'm saying? Helping them with their fucking kids and shit. Keeping fucking electricity on for other motherfuckers. Bras would come to me like, yo, James, you know what I'm saying? My bill's about to get cut off and shit. Now, bing, 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 bing. But then I go to fucking prison and it's like, yeah, I mean, you on the knowledge, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it hurts. So to receive anything from someone, you know what I'm saying? It's like your birthday. It's, you know what I'm saying? You smell the letter before you even get there. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's a shorty, she got perfume. You could smell the perfume that she had on, or at least the fucking male people. You know what I'm saying? Whoever
It's
fucking
the
handled
small
them.
things.
The
Small
small
things.
things, yo. You will sleep with your fucking letter from your shorty or somebody. You will put the fucking letter next to your fucking head just so you can smell that fucking perfume because you're so used to smelling that perfume next to your fucking pillow while you sleeping. That's how fucking impactful that shit is on a motherfucker locked up. That's why I constantly was like, when I used to write out, I was like, yo, why the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting up here in here and I'm not blaming anybody for me being incarcerated other than the motherfuckers who snitched on me. But, you know what I'm saying? The people that I fucked with, they know that what I was doing was to help the whole. You know what I'm saying? Help the whole fam. So when I get jammed up, and then the thing, and then the fam don't reach back. I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? But then when the fam do reach, and it's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's a one letter fucking yeah on a nigga birthday or just some random ass shit. Just someone, not motherfucker, not even a nigga abroad or whatever. You know what I'm saying? No, it means a lot to motherfuckers that are locked up.
I got another question.
You know?
Like, when people get locked up, if they do any significant time, let's just say 3 years, 5 years or more, what it's like when you come back out. What's the changes? How you have to adapt? Is there a big impact in the change? And what's the mentality of a person coming back out?
I really had to say it really depends on the person. Like I was saying earlier, I never allowed that prison or institutionalism to really grasp me like that. It's certain things that I still do that is indicative of prison, you know what I'm saying, because I'm constantly aware. I'm constantly, using my senses and shit to pay attention to my environment. But, you know what I'm saying, when you come out, myself, the only thing that was different to me is the technology. You know what I'm saying? The people were generally the same. People were generally fucked up. You know what I'm saying? People was fucked up before I went in. You fucked up later. You might have a better job, or you might have, the accoutrements around you and shit that is better. But your mentality is
you still got the same.
Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? You might be a little growner, but you know what I'm saying, the sensibilities about yourself is pretty much the same. So it ain't really like I came out to something that was totally fucking different, which everybody was, I know it's so different. I know it's so, no, it's not. You know what I'm saying? The phones is different because when I went in, you know what I'm saying, we had the Nextel. It was chirping and shit, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm sitting here looking at a fucking, my ex-wife gave me this fucking, this tablet, this Windows 7 or Windows 8 tablet or some old shit like that, yo. That shit looked like I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? So they had to take me back to the old fucking laptop and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that's what I work off of now, the old laptop. The new tablet got me fucked up in the game, yo. I was confused.
That could be understandable. A lot of people, and the younger generation, they adapt to that quick. But another question is, as far as being locked up for that amount of time, what would you say? Probably be obvious, but I'd rather hear it from the horse's mouth. What would be like the most negative part of being locked up, and what would be the most positive thing you got out of being locked up?
Me personally, the most negative, I'll start with that first. The most negative is just being away from everything that you love. You know what I'm saying? Women, you know what I'm saying? Your family, your kids, especially your kids. You know what I'm saying? That's first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Just life in general, watching life pass you by, because you watch television, you see a lot of shit. When you read the newspaper or magazines or whatever, you see just life passing you by. You know what I mean? You really, that really impacts you. I'm gonna tell you some real shit though. If prisons in Maryland had conjugal visits, niggas would be alright. If you was getting pussy in prison, you would be alright in the sense that you would still have a connection to home. You know what I'm saying? But you don't get none of that. You know what I'm saying? You got DVDs being snuck in, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking nasty magazines or whatever, not like that and shit that you have to picture yourself with this woman or that woman or whatever, not like that. You know what I mean? That's the most negative part to me. Now, the positive is what I got out of it. You know what I'm saying? It really forced me to have a gut check on myself. You know what I mean? And examine what was actually wrong with me. You know what I'm saying? And I sat down and I really examined myself. Now, that's not the case for everybody, because some motherfuckers, you know what I mean, they not really examining themselves at all. You know what I'm saying? They just rocking with it. Me, myself, I examine myself, find out my flaws and shit, and work to correct them. Also, you align yourself with a lot of good dudes in there. A lot of dudes went to fucking prison because, protecting the family, protecting their friends, protecting themselves. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes made a lot of mistakes just in the life that they was living.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you see the real man when you in prison and you in a cell with a motherfucker, and you see that they really genuine. It's just a lot of motherfuckers get caught up in the circumstance and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's an unfortunate motherfucking thing, but you know what I mean? But you come up with a lot of strong, like me. You know what I'm saying? My cell phone, I keep my cell phone the same number as the area of the prison that I was in, just so my niggas can get in contact with me. Right. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that they have a connection with me and that I have a connection with them, because we didn't have anybody that we can call on a regular and just sit and bullshit with. You know what I'm saying?
You touched on something that really struck me just now when you talked about being in there and realizing the circumstance of people being in there. It kind of humanized inmates.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that's going on now. We know about certain administrations had the mass incarceration and things of that nature, and so we know it's kind of like, how do you feel about the system in general, and knowing that these inmates that made mistakes, that was protecting, that are human, that you could see as human, and regular people, and not what is also often depicted of us. How do you feel about that right now, knowing the circumstance of the mass incarceration, the effect it had on our people specifically?
For one, first to start off, we don't, the real motherfuckers, we don't consider ourselves inmates. That's something that they placed on us. You know what I'm saying? That's a label that is placed on you when you become institutionalized. You know what I'm saying? We looked at ourselves as convicts because we was convicted of a crime. You know what I mean? So, we a convict is someone that stands on his own two. You know what I'm saying? Or her own two. You know what I'm saying? An inmate is somebody who's just allowed themselves to be indoctrinated by the institution. You know what I'm saying? The institution as a whole is fucked up. I mean, the judicial system is fucked up. Everybody know that it's corrupted. Everybody know that it's biased. Everybody know that it's prejudiced. You know what I'm saying? And it has a focus on destroying the fabric of the black community, the brown community, you know what I'm saying, and all those that are minority, you know what I'm saying, or considered minority. I don't consider them the minority. They actually the majority, you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying, they have a fixation on destroying our familial base. You know what I'm saying? So, they make sure that laws are constructed to destroy that, and we are just pawns in a larger game. Now the prison itself, it really depends on the administration, because I was in the old jail, MCIH, Hagerstown, for the first, not for the first, because I went to ECI down in Eastern Shore. I went there for 18 months, and you know what I'm saying, you just make do. Me myself, I don't really get involved with what's going on. I just do what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Hit the law library and make shit happens where I could overturn my sentence. Like, originally I overturned my sentence back in 2005 after I did 18 months, and then they retried me in 2006, and I went to the old jail in Hagerstown, and that's where I was at for at least 8.5 years. And the administration changed because they had different wardens. So it's fucked up all the way around, but you still had some play. You know what I mean? We were still able to do what we was doing, because prison ain't really meant to rehabilitate you. You know what I'm saying? You have to rehabilitate yourself. They'll give you little tools you know what I'm saying, little groups or whatever, not like that, but you have to really take, you know, the initiative to actually go in there and absorb the information that they're giving you. You know what I'm saying? The last 8 to 9 months or so, I was in the new jail, which is MCTC in Hagerstown. And you know, that's pretty much, you know what I'm saying, where they have nothing but groups in that motherfucker, but I wasn't allowed to be in any groups, you know what I'm saying, for whatever reason, and that's where I ultimately got my parole at and left out. You know, it was a tight motherfucker, but you know, as men, you know what I mean, you know how to navigate through certain things, you know what I'm saying, certain things you can't do, you just don't do them, you know what I'm saying, because you don't want to bring extra scrutiny and extra, you know what I'm saying, bullshit to yourself. You just do what you're supposed to do, and you respect others.
Well, how long you been back out?
A little over 4 months.
All right, so you know,
you ain't know that?
Nah, I ain't know. I ain't know. I thought it was a little longer than that, but wow,
4 months.
You know, and with all the things going on that you see on the news now, with all the Freddie Grays and all the things, you know, we all dealing with discrimination. You got the individual discrimination, which is obvious. That's just a person coming to you and saying something, whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, the more impactful ones is the institutional and the structural discrimination. You know, the institutional, basically, you know, they put these things in jail in itself, maybe on one of them institutional, you know, certain work atmospheres.
Yeah.
But the structural discrimination, you know, which I see is like one of the main ones that we can't get a grasp on, you know, and that's the Jim Crow laws. And they got rid of Jim Crow laws, but it still exists. It's a modern day Jim Crow laws.
Yeah.
It's a modern day slavery to this day. And you know, from being out just the past 4 months and looking at CNN and seeing all the stuff that's going on, you seeing the uprising and people rioting and the cop brutality movement coming out and Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
You know, being locked up, knowing this all existed before you got locked up,
Yeah.
and are you happy? When I say happy, are you happy to see this confusion, this stuff bringing out on the forefront? How do you see today's news and events?
I mean, when the whole joint jumped off in Baltimore, I was in MCTC when they started doing the whole Freddie Gray and the rioting.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? You had your naysayers, but for the majority, we was riding. We was, yeah, I mean, we was tuned in to the news. You know what I'm saying? We rhyme with the youth. You know what I'm saying? I think it's about damn time people start actively, you know what I'm saying, being proactive in, you know what I'm saying, the actual change, the revolution, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And you know, myself, I love the fact that, you know, the youth stood up. I love the fact that you have a lot of the elders. You know, I consider myself one of the elders. I consider you an elder. You know what I'm saying? That are being, you know, proactive in the formation of the new revolution. But as far as what's going on is police brutality. The shit been going on until we start making political advancements, until we start making economical advancements, until we start standing up as a people and not necessarily being black, but being human, you know what I'm saying, being humanity. When we start to stand up and make noise, and yeah, I mean, if shit got to be destroyed, now I'm not promoting destroying shit because I know this shit is on and they're gonna be like, you trying to provoke a riot. But no, I'm saying, but you need to stand up. I'm tired, me myself, you know what I'm saying, I'm not with all that motherfucking kumbaya shit. I'm not all with that fucking holding hands and marching and holding candlelight vigils and all that old shit like that. You know, to me that's cute and that's symbolic, you know what I'm saying. But we know and understand that when we rose the fuck up here in Baltimore, the paradigm shift. You know what I'm saying? The governmental establishment started to really pay attention. the world started to really pay attention to what the fuck these young cats doing. They like, oh shit, they're not putting up with it anymore. Now, you look at the world, and like I was talking about earlier today, you know what I'm saying, you have all these different places like Libya, you know, Palestine, fucking, you know what I mean, over there in Russia, and all those places that's surrounding, that is beefing because of the authority figure that or the authority structure that's set around, and everybody is uprising. You know what I mean? The world is telling you we're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And sometimes, you know what I mean, you have to punch somebody in the fucking mouth. You have to punch the bully in the mouth. You know what I mean? And that's the only way that you're gonna wake the bully the fuck up. So with everything that's being on the news, you know what I'm saying, and you know, the news propagating the negative aspects of the rise, you know what I mean, and trying to make it seem like, you know, we're thugs or whatever. You can call it whatever you want to. I look at Jesus as a fucking thug. You know what I'm saying? He stood against authority. You know what I'm saying? He surrounded himself with thugs. The 12 disciples was thugs. They was all prisoners. You know what I'm saying? Or ex-inmates or whatever, not like that. You know what I'm saying? Do your history if you don't fucking know. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, when you step against authority, that's when they try to propagate negative connotations about you. You know what I'm saying? And but the movement itself is just. We wouldn't have to act that way and promote and project ourselves that way if we were dealt with equally under the law as prescribed in the fucking Constitution. You do what the fuck you say you supposed to do for all humanity under the umbrella of the Constitution, you wouldn't have what you had. But because you don't, you have a caste system, you have a hierarchy, that you have the rich, you have the very rich, you have the rich, and then you have, you know what I'm saying, what you call the middle class, people that just survive.
Right, we know that middle class don't exist.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I look at the middle class as a part of the poor. You know what I'm saying? The impoverished. And when you have that type of distance between financial distribution, yes, you're gonna get that type of angst.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, I always try to tell people, you know, black people don't commit crime, poverty commit crime. And you know, since you've been out, or since you've been in, you know, they have this movement, Black Lives Matter. And since then, you know,
Yeah.
it's supposed to have been a positive thing. A lot of people twist it as, you know, now Black Lives Matter means cops' lives don't matter or white people lives don't matter. You know, when you hear the term Black Lives Matter, like what comes to mind when you hear that, or what you associate with?
Black Lives Matter doesn't mean that you're anti anything else. It's just like being pro-black. Pro-black, you're not anti-white. You're not anti-yellow. You're not anti-red. You're not anti-brown. You just are focusing on you. You know what I'm saying? And your people. That's not to negate the effects and the beauty of other people. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at Black Lives Matter, I look at it the fact that systemically we've been attacked since we've been in this country. You know what I'm saying? So it comes to a point where you're saying, whoa, what the fuck are y'all doing? My life matter too. You know what I'm saying? And if you're the one who's been victimized for close to 500 years, you're going to start saying, hey, we matter too.
And I think that hits right on point, because you know, the way I feel about it too is like, the two with the two O's means also.
All day.
So it's not saying you don't matter. It's
Yeah.
saying we matter also.
That's right.
So I think that's the big thing, you know. But you know, you got politicians, you got people out there. They try to exploit things and make it as if it's just I guess we rebels or whatever. You know.
Fuck it.
But yeah,
America was built on rebellion.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, you know, we all know Black lives do matter.
Yes.
And we all know
white lives matter too.
And,
you know what I'm saying? I don't. It's not a black and white issue. It's authority versus poverty issue. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? When you have a lot of these people that are in authority that looks to cement their positioning of authority by making sure that you stay subjugated to their reign. You know what I'm saying? And you have people that are like me, people that are like a lot of people that are in jail. We're anti-authority. You know what I'm saying? We do what we do because we saying, fuck you, you're not going to tell us that we cannot feed our families.
Thank you.
That we cannot clothe, that we cannot house, that we cannot love our family in a way that you know what I'm saying, keeps a continuity with you know what I'm saying, with what's going on in general public. You're not going to live well while we sitting in the ghettos starving, and you doing nothing but promoting the uses of illicit drugs because you're putting it in the community. You know what I'm saying? You're facilitating that, and we get angry. We naturally, you're going to get angry when you sit back and realize what the fuck's going on. You're naturally going to get angry. So you know what I'm saying? What we're doing is a response to that. Now it might not be right in a lot of circumstances. It might not be right. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not going to pass judgment on a lot of cats. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that motherfuckers do that is not right. You know what I'm saying? When motherfuckers start shooting at people, you know what I mean, because it's you fighting over territory and you wind up hitting a kid or some old shit like that. Yeah, you're supposed to be buried under the fucking prison. I don't condone none of that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to lives matter, you know what I'm saying, you dealing with the authoritative aspect of it. You know what I mean? But me, myself, I take it even further, because if you're going to say that black lives matter, then the black dollar should matter as well. Your black businesses should matter. You should be supporting a lot of these minority-owned businesses. This just don't say, you know what I'm saying, black lives matter because the police has done something, you know what I'm saying, corrupt or wicked or whatever, not like that. Apply it to every facet of your life. If black lives matter, then you should be supporting it. You should be supporting black business. You should be supporting the black family. You should be supporting everything. And when I say black, I don't necessarily mean the color of the skin, but just, you know what I'm saying, the origin of life, which is all humanity. All people of color are black, regardless if they fucking want to acknowledge it or not. You know what I'm saying? You're rooted in us, homie. You know what I'm saying? You're rooted in us. You know what I'm saying? So all lives matter in a sense, but when you're dealing with the African American, you know what I'm saying, or the people that are indigenous to melanated places on this planet, you know what I mean? When you're subjugated to European rule and authority, then yeah, it's going to be a problem, and you're going to have an uprising, because we know and understand that we're not really the minority. We might not be the minority in this country, you know what I'm saying, but throughout the world, we're the majority. It's more people that are melanated than non-melanated. So, you know, for you to try to put and push and promote that European is the superior is in actuality, you know what I'm saying, false misrepresentation. It's just meant for indoctrination. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a matter of, when you notice your place in this planet, your place in this life, then you're naturally going to stand up and say, "Ho, I matter."
Hey, I got a question. You know, this one might be a little humorous, but
rock and roll, baby.
You know, being that you pretty much just out here last few months, you know, you got I don't know if you're into politics or not,
All day.
but you got Donald Trump actually a significant candidate for presidency. And, you know, I think it's real humorous how things happen. And I just like, what would be the classic talk in prison about seeing this? Because it has to be something for a black person, a black youth from 15 to 25, 30 to be locked up and then see somebody like Donald Trump running for president. It's like gotta be mind-boggling. Like, what the hell's going on out there?
Donald Trump is a character. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's a hustler.
Yeah,
Can't take
no
shit
doubt
with,
about it.
and I respect the hustler. Fuck it. If he can run for president and he done fucking got his face and got his name and got quotes and, you know, his hair, you know what I'm saying? If he got all that shit and everybody push and promotes that on media, mainstream media, and it made him, you know, a significant fucking contender in the Republican Party for president, I can't hate on your hustle. I know he's not going to be president. You know what I'm saying? I know he's not gonna be president, but you know what I'm saying? I can't hate a motherfucker for trying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What the fuck I look like hating a nigga on his hustle. Right now, what he's doing is, you know, he's setting up a foundation
And
for
building his brand.
all day.
He's building
His
brand.
brand, and it's lovely. I can't hate on your brand building, baby. You know what I'm saying? I know you're not going to be president, him or that fucking idiot Ben Carson. And I respected Ben Carson too. Because Ben Carson, he done surgery on my daughter. You know what I'm saying? My daughter was born with cerebral palsy and she had a protruding forehead and he did the surgery. Yeah. So I wanted to meet him. You know what I'm saying? Just to thank him. But I was in prison. Then that's when, you know, he started running for president and he started saying some motherfucking shit that was just absolutely fucking crazy in my book. It's his opinion. You know what I'm saying? I respect him for his opinion, but, you know, I don't necessarily subscribe to that. So, you know, I would still like to meet him on just the cause that he was my daughter's doctor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nothing from him.
You know what I mean? It's cats that's in the Republican Party. I'm not anti-Republican. Because there's a lot of things that they say that I agree with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I definitely agree with it. But it's a lot of things on the Democratic side that I agree with it also. And I disagree with them on certain things as well. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? This right here, this you know, run for presidency and shit, you know what I'm saying? It's comical.
Are you able to vote?
No.
And how you feel about that?
No, I hate that. I want to vote so bad. So many cats and kittens in prison. They want to vote. They want to have a voice.
You know that question. You know, of course, you know we pretty much freestyling right now. You know, none of these questions has been drawn up, so we just doing our thing. So, you know, and that has been brought up about, you know, inmates being able to vote and things of that nature. I would almost myself, you know, I'm from the hood the same way. I ain't been locked up for no time or nothing like that. But I would almost think that the average inmate wouldn't give a fuck about the political convict. The average convict wouldn't have a care in the world about the political system or about voting.
You have some that don't, because they still young in the mind and they don't really understand the power that they possess. But you have a nice majority, especially when you start to become conscious of a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And that do want to become a part of the political process. If we can't vote, then we want to be able to be proactive in getting people out there to vote.
So being that you out now, and you're saying you cannot vote?
Yeah. No. As long as you're a ward of the state, you can't vote. And right now I'm on parole, so, you know what I'm saying, I can't vote by law. You know what I'm saying? You know, they do that by design. You know what I'm saying? That further disables, you know what I'm saying, the black man, the brown man from being able to contribute to society or change or make any type of changes in society because our power is taken away. You know what I mean? We're totally still wards of the state. You know what I mean? As long as we're on probation and parole. And until they change those laws and shit, you know what I'm saying, then we're going to have to rely on this next generation that's coming up.
Well, I know I grew up as a person that like never really cared for politics. To me, it's just. But as far as getting things of that nature, them laws right there, you not being able to vote even though you did your time and or for whatever. And obviously we know black people are incarcerated at a highly more rate than any other people for lesser offenses, less violent offenses, things of that nature. But just being that you did your time, you're back out here, you're a model citizen from that point on, but you still have this thing over your head and it still restricts you from being a average citizen. What are some things you can do outside of voting that you might have a passion for or that might keep you going, or what is something you might want to tell the politicians about you not being able to vote?
Change the law. You know what I'm saying? Simple and plain. I don't really think that they would want to change the law unless allowing us to vote is going to benefit them. You know what I'm saying? It's when you're in prison, you have really nothing but time to really sit back and take in what they say and really break it down to its lowest common denominator. You know what I'm saying? Because when you out here, you busy with the hustle and bustle of everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, the world is throwing a million things at you at the same time. In prison, everything is slow motion. So you really have nothing but time to think about what people are saying. So, you know, for a politician to actually come at us and say, look, we're going to change the laws to help you vote, they would really have to say something that will really benefit, not only them or be mutually beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Me, myself, coming out, the only thing that I can do at this particular point in time is what I'm doing right now, is just speak on it. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I can do is just try to educate people as much as possible about how, unfair the process is to us, how unfair the process is to them. So, you know what I'm saying? People need to become more politically astute. You know what I'm saying? People need to really sit back and pay attention to what these people who you are entrusting with your life, essentially, you know what I'm saying, are doing. You need to pay attention what the legislature is doing, because they're the ones who make the law. So if you have problems with law, you need to be going to the legislature. The legislative branch in Maryland is in Annapolis. You need to be going to them motherfuckers and saying, hey, the same way that they held up on gay marriage, the same way they held up on motherfucking the death penalty, the same things they need to be doing with mandatory minimums, which the federal government said is unfair. But the state of Maryland still feels as though, we still want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And we're the ones who getting locked up. I done been locked up with white boys that was pushing motherfucking drugs and done been convicted multiple times, and they never got fucking mandatory minimum. But the first thing they throw on me, mandatory minimum. Second time. For something that amounted to $40. I did 10 and a half years straight, day for day, for something that amounted to $40 worth of cocaine. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they rock. That's how they rock. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes me out of the equation. It kills two birds with one stone. It disables me with my family. It destroys a black family. Then it takes away power from my ability to vote and push people to go down and maybe change the laws. You know what I'm saying? It takes me out of the equation totally. You know what I mean? So I won't say totally, but it definitely, puts a big cramping whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying, I was potentially able to do, especially since I'm so um, proactive in politics and just proactive in militancy. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's one of the problems that we face as a people. You know what I'm saying? As humanity, as blacks, as whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know, those in power are going to make sure that they set up systems to ensure that they continue that power influx. That's why you got motherfuckers that's in the Congress that's been in the Congress for 40, 50 years. You know what I'm saying? They making sure of that. You know what I mean? By making sure that things are set up where that will ensure their viability. And we are pawns in the game. And until we fucking step up and raise our motherfucking fists as people, you know what I'm saying? As people, as humanity, and say, fuck that, we need to change. You know what I mean? Then you know what I mean, we're going to be continued to be subject to everything that we're going through, whether it's on a city level, whether it's on a state level, whether it's on a federal level.
Well, to close it out, you know, like let me hear a message that you will have for your peers of your age or the younger generation. You know, a message you would like to send to them, an overall message that you would like them to get and to really to embody.
Oh, I got a message. Get your fucking heads together. Get your heads out your fucking ass. Start sitting back, listening to everything that you're hearing. Sit back and see everything that is put before you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things that are placed before you is an illusion. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we get so caught up in the emotion of the illusion that we lose the truth and reality of the situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's with every aspect in life. You know what I'm saying? When I was out there running around doing the hustle thing, it was an illusion. You know what I mean? Of grandeur, of living a life. You know what I'm saying? I was going to be Nino Brown. I was going to be Frank White. I was going to be fucking Tony Montana. That's all an illusion. But at the end of the fucking movie, we never really pay attention to the end of the movie that the motherfuckers died. They got killed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And that's what happened when I went to prison. I was Nino Brown. I got popped and fell over the motherfucking banister. You know what I'm saying? I'm motherfucking Scarface. I'm getting popped on top of the motherfucking banister. You know what I'm saying? I'm Frank White. I'm in the back of the motherfucking stretch limo. You know what I mean? Bleeding the motherfucking death. You know what I'm saying? So you really have to pay attention to every fucking thing. Pay attention to everything. Get your motherfucking minds right. Start thinking. Stop reacting less. You know what I'm saying? Stop all the reactions and sit back and think about what the fuck's going on and then make a conscious decision to move. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? That's with every aspect in life, like I said, and you know, and that's what we as conscious and mature adults need to be doing. And that's what children need to be nurtured into doing. You know what I'm saying? Because right now they just doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And we're sitting back on the sidelines talking about them, critiquing them, criticizing them, but we're not actively taking a, you know, proactive role in the nurturing and bringing them up to where they need to be. And that's what I look to do. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, you know, people sit back and you know what I'm saying, peep the science.
Yeah.
Just peep the science.
Well, that's peace. That's peace. You know, we're going to close out. We're going to let them guys know who you are. You know, since I know you in this short time, yeah. you're a very astute guy. You know, you're keen to what's going on, and I know you got great things ahead of you. Yeah, so, you know, let them guys know who you are, where they can find you.
Oh, you and Jim Powers. You know what I'm saying? Home City Hangout. Yeah, I mean, you can rock and roll with Slum Bum Entertainment. Me and my man Wise right here, we about to do something, you know what I mean, collabo with the Slum Bum Entertainment, the 443. Yeah, I mean, right now, you know what I mean, we rocking and rolling in Edgewood, but I'm straight out of Baltimore City, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean, just look for us on SoundCloud, you know what I mean? Look for Jim Powers on SoundCloud, look for Jim Powers on that Piff Look for Jim Powers on fucking Reverb Nation. You know what I'm saying? Just rock and roll with us. You know what I mean? It's Home City Hangout. Prepare for what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? The Middle East. This is the Middle East right here. Baltimore, Maryland is the Middle East. You know what I'm saying? We're the middle part of the fucking eastern seaboard of the United States. So just not a knowledge was rock off and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? First and foremost, I want to send my love to my motherfucking niggas and my bras that's in prison. You know what I mean? And hope to see y'all soon and shit. You know what I mean? And let's rock off and shit and make it happen. Home City Hangout, baby.
We out.